Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Natasha Kirchak here with ILTV's morning briefing.
It looks like the Israeli Prime Minister's plans to annex the Jordan Valley won't be happening anytime soon. Netanyahu's plans have reportedly entered a deep freeze following the International Criminal Court's decision to investigate Israeli-Palestinian war crimes in the territories. Just a week before the last Israeli elections on September 17th, the Israeli Prime Minister made a promise that caused an international uproar.
היום אני מודיע על כוונתי להחיל עם הקמת הממשלה הבאה את הריבונות הישראלית על בקעת הירדן וצפון ים המלח.
The Jordan Valley is a part of Judean Samaria, or the West Bank, that runs along Israel's eastern border with Jordan, or what the Prime Minister calls Israel's defense wall. And even though the annexation would be built as a security measure for the state of Israel, opponents claim it would ultimately seize land that is vital to any future Palestinian state and therefore dismantle the peace process. But the Prime Minister says that the move is a long time coming.
In the last 3 years under the Trump administration, I've been moving things that have been unimaginable. We've got the Americans to agree to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital, to move their embassy here, to recognize our sovereignty in the Golan Heights, to pull out of the dangerous Iran agreement, which Gantz and Lapid support. All of that has been here. Now we're at the cusp of doing something great. I've been preparing the ground for American recognition for our annexation of the Jordan Valley, and indeed I intend to apply Israeli law to all the settlements, inside the blocks, outside the blocks.
Well, it doesn't look like annexation is on the table for now because the first interministerial meeting to discuss extending Israeli sovereignty over the Jordan Valley was canceled last week just hours before it was scheduled to start. The cancellation came right after it became clear that the International Criminal Court was planning to probe Israel. The ICC says it will proceed with an investigation into crimes committed in the Palestinian territories, including Israel's settlement policy, the 2014 Gaza war, and the Israeli response to violent protests on the Gaza Strip border. Hamas will be probed for its targeting of civilians and use of its own people as human shields during war. Israeli media is reporting that Israeli government officials fear that moving forward with the annexation of the Jordan Valley will escalate Israel's confrontation with the ICC, which is why the issue will enter a so-called deep freeze. Israel is accusing the ICC of bias against Israel and anti-Semitism. Israel has just fully reopened the Gaza Strip fishing zone following a series of rocket and mortar attacks last week. Last Thursday, Israel reduced the Gaza fishing zone down to 10 nautical miles from its typical 15 after southern Israel was fired at. And just a day before, Israeli aircraft identified and hit an armed Palestinian who was attempting to breach the Gaza border fence into Israeli territory. Israel often reduces a Gaza fishing zone as a repercussion in response to violence, but has now re-extended the zone back to its full 15 nautical miles despite lingering tensions. The Israeli military liaison is warning that the expansion will only remain in place as long as Gaza fishermen remain within the permitted boundaries. The first light rail to ever exist in Tel Aviv is blowing through the city center, but it's not ready for passengers just yet. Yesterday, the company put the wheels on the track for its first test run, checking the cart's functionality and the sturdiness of the tracks. The first line, called the Red Line, will connect Tel Aviv to just about all of its suburbs like Ramat Gan or Petah Tikva. These outer cities could previously only be reached by bus, and the transit system is expected to carry 250,000 people each day. It's also supposed to operate in silence. The system is expected to roll out in October of 2021 with a second green line servicing other parts of the area later. But in the coming months, more run-throughs will continue to test the system, as reports have surfaced questioning the durability of the Chinese-produced train carts. The company responsible says it's working to fix the issues.
That's all for now. I'm Natasha Kirchak, and see you later with our main daily broadcast.